my god.
Holy f***. The books are safe!
The books are safe.
Dude, hold up. Maybe? No, it's waterlogged. My computer.
Holy.
Oh. Yeah, so that's what my old apartment looks like right now. No joke, no scam. So what had happened was, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I had taken a bunch of edibles and I was sitting in my bedroom. You know, I had just taken a bunch of edibles and, you know, it was kind of late and I was feeling myself. It was Halloween night. And so I opened up the hub, clicked on the first big titty hentai I saw, and just started stroking much. And the force of me eviscerating the meat was just too much. It started generating heat, and then heat generated fire, and then the entire apartment caught fire, burned down, and we almost died. The end. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this storytime video, drop... I'm kidding, alright? That's not what happened. That's not what happened at all. I'm f***ing around. So yeah, like in all actuality, alright, all jokes aside, last Halloween, my apartment burned down with me and my partner inside of it. It was honestly a very traumatic experience, and now that my channel's doing well, I think I should probably be able to make a bag off of that, so here we go, dudes. Today, I'm gonna be telling you guys a story of how I literally ended up homeless for a couple of months, so, yeah, sit back, relax, grab a bag of popcorn, because this one's pretty crazy, dude. So it was Halloween night of 2023, right? We didn't really go trick-or-treating or anything because I'm a dude in his early 20s, you know, I don't really think that I should be trick-or-treating, you know, that's something that little kids do. But, like, I lived in some apartments, I didn't really think any kids were gonna be coming around, like, asking for candy. That's normally something that people who live in houses do, so I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Me and my girl decided to just take a bunch of edibles and watch some HBO Max, right? We were watching some Young Justice. I had finally convinced her to start watching some comic stuff, so I was like, oh, hell yeah, we out here watching some comic stuff. It's Halloween night. We off some nice eddies. It was chilling until it wasn't. So we had been watching a couple episodes. It was about like, I'm gonna say like 9:30, 9:45 when I see my cat run into our bedroom. And then a couple seconds later, I hear a loud pop. Now, anybody who has kittens or has had kittens understands that sometimes they just run around, they jump on stuff, they knock stuff over, shit gets broken. And so I'm thinking, what did little dude break now? Like, what am I gonna have to replace? What am I gonna have to fix? Whatever. So I get up and I'm like, hey, it's all right, baby. Let me go check this out, see what's up. So I get up and I start walking towards the bedroom, and I'm like, it smells kind of funky in here. So I walk in the bedroom, and we had this patio that was connected to the bedroom, right? Like there was a balcony door that led to that, like in our bedroom, and I see that the top of it is just on fire, like there's smoke coming out of it, and I'm just like, I freeze for a second and I'm like, what? Like, it's like, part of me didn't even believe what I was seeing. Like, you know, I'm just like, that doesn't make any sense. That shouldn't happen. So I open that door, and just a huge heat wave just hits me. And I look outside real quick, and I see that the entire top part of the outside of our balcony is just straight up on fire, dude. And I'm freaking out. I'm just like, oh, God, oh, okay. So I run into the kitchen, and I see a crock pot, and I turn on the sink, both knobs, just, you know, cranking that water all the way up to full volume, trying to fill up this crock pot with water. Completely forgetting that due to like fire codes or whatever, there's supposed to be like a fire extinguisher nearby, and there was underneath the sink. I just, in the moment, you know, you think, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna remember where my fire extinguisher is. No, you won't. No, nobody expects, you know, their apartment to catch on fire. You're just like completely prepared like a firefighter, bro. You guys know me. I make YouTube videos and I skateboard and smoke weed. This wasn't something that was on my mind. So, you know, I take this crock pot after about filling up a third with water. I run back into the bedroom. It had been about 15 seconds, you know, since I was last in there. I open that door back up, and even more of the patio is on fire. And I, you know, take a couple steps back because, you know, this huge wave of heat and smoke just blasts me in the face when I open that door. And I drop the crock pot, and I'm just like, our apartment is like actually on fire. This bitch is actually burning right now. And just, you know, I wasn't even thinking, man. Just instinct kicks in. I run out the bedroom, grab my phone off our little like centerpiece coffee table that we have, and I look at my girl and I say, hey, yo, our apartment's on fire. Grab the cat, get some shoes and clothes on. We need to get the f out of here. And so I start dialing 911, and I'm running outside trying to get a better look at what's going on, right? So 911's asking me all these questions like, you know, 911, what's your emergency? And I'm like, hey, yo, my apartment's burning down, and I'm struggling to not cry, because, you know, I'm like freaking out, because if you inside of your apartment when it starts burning down, I feel like you'd be freaking out too. I literally had like a Courage the Cowardly Dog freak out moment. And so I'm answering all these questions like, what's your address? You know, what do you think caused it? And I'm all like, well, we've had some electrical issues, because we had a lot of electrical issues in that building. We actually had an outlet blow up in my face. So that was scary. But yeah, anyways, I'm answering all these questions from the 911 operator. And after like about being on the phone for about 2 minutes, I'm like, yo, I have neighbors, dude. And so I start running around, banging on all my neighbors' doors, just like, hey, yo, the building's on fire, bro. Like, y'all need to get out of here. Because, I didn't want anybody to die, right? Like, instinct, again, just kick in. And I'm like, I have neighbors, dude. Let me start banging on their doors and, telling them, hey, get out. And after doing this, like I said, about 2 minutes had passed by, and I realized, hey, my girl hadn't, come out yet. She hadn't come out with the cat yet. And so the 911 operator's still trying to ask me questions. I'm still on the phone because they're telling me, stay on the phone. We're sending people out, blah, 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 blah. But, I stopped listening because I'm like, yo, where my girl at? So I look at that door upstairs because we lived in an upstairs unit, and I'm like, I need to go back in there, dude. Like, I need to see what is going on. Like, I need to make sure she's okay. Like, this motherfucker is burning. I get up those stairs, and all I can see is smoke. All I can see is blackness. Like, literally, I can't see anything past 2 feet in the doorway. And I step in there. I put my phone down. I'm screaming my girl's name, and I don't see her. I don't see anything, and I run out of breath after about 30 seconds. Every breath that I was taking at that point, as I'm trying to like slowly step my way further and further into the apartment, but the smoke is stinging my eyes. Literally every breath I take, literally burning my lungs from the inside out. Like, I had never felt a pain like this before, right? Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, your boy be hitting the vape. I be puffing on the ganjas. We've all had moments where, if you smoke, you feel that, oh man, that kind of hurt. Like, this burned on the inside. All that stuff burning in my apartment was probably creating some really f***ed up chemical, and breathing that in was like, probably bad. But I didn't care. I was just trying to find where my girl was at, because she was still in there looking for that cat, man. They say that you have to get down as close to the floor as possible whenever a fire happens, because smoke starts from the top and then goes down. So I get down like all the way onto the ground, not even completely by choice. At that point, I was just actually running out of breathable air, and I was like, starting to lose consciousness. Like, I could literally feel my head pounding, vision going hazy. So, I get down there really just to try and get some breaths too, and I see the cat running around, but I don't see her. And at this point, I'm not gonna lie, of course, I was crying. I'm thinking, I had a lot of really f***ed up thoughts running through my head. I'm thinking, can I stay here? And, if she's dead, do I die with her? Or do I take what last little bit of strength I have left, crawl my way out of this apartment, and live to identify a body so I can tell her, parents, her grandma, like her brothers, sisters, all that stuff. This was honestly the most f***ed up decision I've ever had to make in my entire life. And so I used what last bit of strength that I had to walk out the door. I get up, vision blurry, literally unable to breathe because every breath is just searing heat and pain. And when I finally do get outside, I'm coughing. I put my ear back to the 911 operator. I'm crying, and I don't even remember what they were saying because I'm still screaming her name, and nothing. And after about another 30 seconds of that, once I finally got some fresh air, I make the decision to start making my way, off of this building, man. Because if I just keep standing there, eventually I'm gonna pass out and like, maybe die. Because now that I look back on it, maybe screaming at the top of my lungs, using up all the good oxygen I had, was probably not the best decision. But in the moment, I'm freaking out, and I'm hearing no response back from her as I'm screaming her name. Like, there is no I'm here, none of that. So in the moment, I feel like I had made, the best, most up decision ever. So as I'm walking down those stairs, literally only took like 3 steps before I hear some rustling. I look behind me, and there she is, holding that dumbass cat, man. And I had never bawled bigger tears of joy. They pretty much evaporated instantly because of how like hot it was. Like, when that's something that they really don't tell you. You see fires in movies and stuff, but it was hot. Like, everything hurt. I now unironically know what it feels like to be a turkey on Thanksgiving Day, dude. But yeah, luckily she comes out, stuffing that cat into his little cat bag. I grab her hand, and we, go out there with the rest of everybody from our apartments. Because at this point, everybody could tell it was on fire. Everybody could see it. As you guys saw at the beginning of this video, like, that's what it looked like when we were standing there with everybody else in our complex. And I was barefoot, unfortunately, because after I had dropped that crock pot, I was just chilling, bro. I didn't have any shoes on. Like, instinct just kick in. I'm dialing 911, banging on my neighbor's doors, all that stuff. So we're standing out there in the cold. It sucks. We're just waiting there for the firefighters to pull up and start, putting this thing out. Luckily, we had some really cool neighbors. They got us some blankets, some like, lawn chairs to sit in. There's this one dude, like really hippie looking dude, actually. Like, imagine the most hippie looking motherfucker you can think of that's like Seattle hipster in a coffee shop at Starbucks, right? And, dude comes up to me and he's like, hey, man, like, this is like really messed up, but I just got a new dab pen. Do you want my old one? You looks like you could probably use it, bro. And I'm like, yo, thank you. Like, I dab homie up and I immediately start puffing on that. I go to where my girl is. I hand her that and I'm just like, hey, I should probably not get too messed up. I'm probably gonna have to talk to some fire people. So eventually, yes, the fire force does actually pull up. No joke, no scam. They put out the fire. It's all like a crazy, traumatic experience. I should probably go to therapy. Jesus Christ. No, but actually, so they eventually come, put the fire out, and I had like maybe hoped that there was some stuff that didn't get burned. And so I ended up talking with the firefighters, and I'm like, hey, is there any like shoes up there maybe, and maybe like a blue bag full of like all my medications and whatnot? Because not gonna lie, mental health is not the best, but I was trying to do something about it. Firefighter goes in, grabs me a pair of shoes, grabs me that bag. Unfortunately, it wasn't my pair of shoes. Well, technically it was, but it was a pair of shoes that I for some reason still had from like 3 years ago, so they like barely fit. But I'm like, hey, I'm not complaining. At least I'm not barefoot anymore. Eventually, like a higher up fire marshal dude or something comes to talk to me, and he's all like, hey, can you like tell me what was going on, blah 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 blah. And so he's asking me all these questions about what I think happened, and I'm telling him, well, we think it was some electrical issues, because come to find out, we weren't the only ones who had electrical issues in that building. Like, it was several people in several units that were having electrical issues. So honestly, that's what I think caused that. But whatever. We had like some lights that were strung around like outside, and I'd heard that loud pop, and so that's honestly what I assumed it was. I never ended up following back up with that fire guy, because at the moment I was just like, hey man, I'm not gonna lie to you, I am like super traumatized right now. Can I like get back with you later? Like, is there at some point I can just come up to the fire station and like give my full written statement and all that? Because they like handed me a clipboard and were like asking me to fill stuff out, and I'm like, I just lost every single thing I have ever owned in my entire life. Like, everything that I had built up in my 23 years of life just gone. And honestly, dude was being kind of pushy about it, but eventually he was like, yeah, sure, let me get you, your fire report number. You'll need that for insurance. So we exchanged contact info, because he said he was gonna call me later to come into the station to like finish a full written report. He never did, by the way. They never hit me back up. Like, that's not really something that I was really thinking about, because I had just, almost died in a fire. So we eventually make our way to my car, and we're just chilling in there waiting for all the fire trucks to move out the way so we can, try and figure something out. So we eventually like go to like go get some food or something. I think we try to go to a store, but then I get a call from our like leasing office, and they're like, hey, the Red Cross is here. You guys should pull up. They're trying to help you guys out, because it turns out, when people's houses or apartments burn down or catch fire, that type of stuff, the Red Cross will come out and just like give you like free. It was honestly pretty cool. They gave us like $700 so that we could like get into a hotel, which was, pretty nice. We were in a hotel for a couple days, and man, when I first stepped in that shower, so much black stuff was coming from my hair. It was like actually gross. It took like 2 to 3 days worth of showers to fully get all the soot and smoke out of my hair. Same thing for like my girl. Like, we all just both had so much just black stuff coming out of our hair, man. And then, eventually at that point, all my friends had heard what happened. I had called into work and been like, hey, so I might not be at work for a little bit. I'm kind of homeless right now. And on like day 2 of us being in that hotel, one of my friends had hit us up and was just like, hey, we just got a new mattress. Our old mattress is just sitting on the living room floor. We have some extra sheets you can put on it, and you can just like sleep there until you guys get a new place and insurance kicks in and all that good stuff. So honestly, that's where I was staying. Your boy was on some couch surfing vibes for a little bit, until we finally got the place where I'm living now, recording this video. Insurance finally paid out. We were able to get, we were able to get stuff, not everything. We were only insured for like $20K. They gave us like maybe, I think it was like $14,000, which honestly I'm still pretty mad about. They claimed that, oh, some of these items are old, depreciation, and I'm like, some of these things cost more than they did when I initially bought them, yo. But honestly, this experience really humbled me. Like, I can actually say I'm a completely different person than I was before that night. Like, honestly, I see the world just completely different now. It wasn't like an immediate switch, it was really rough for a bit. Mental health wasn't the best, but we pulled through. Honestly, I just kept going. And now I'm here, dude. Like, I'm about to hit 41,000 subscribers, even though I just celebrated 40K. Like, after all of this had happened, I decided, hey, man, like, I want to have a more positive outlook on life. Let me start doing YouTube. And I started uploading. And I can admit now, I was just trying to get back into my flow, trying to like, just do something other than wallow in everything bad that had just happened. And eventually, you know, I started having a more positive outlook on life, just on with YouTube, with my career, all that stuff. And then my car got stolen by a drug dealer and crashed into the side of a family's house about a month ago. And I was just like, man, all that progress I made on my mental health just gone. Because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I kind of live in like a really like bad area of Dallas and Texas, dude. It's like, it's not good. It's all I could afford after the fire. So like, I wouldn't be here if I didn't have a choice. But after a couple days of being like, man, this sucks. My life sucks. I want to kill myself. I decided to keep pushing through and take all those negative emotions and channel it into just keep on making YouTube videos, keep on being, you know, entertaining and funny. And here we are. Not gonna lie to you guys, like, everything that's been happening recently has like quite literally helped turn my life around. Like all the money I've been making from the videos recently is gonna help me be able to get a new car and like eat every day. So yeah, I don't really know how to end this video. I feel like there's just so much I could just go on about this, but yeah, that's the story of how I ended up homeless. But yeah, let me know if you guys want more storytime videos. I promise the rest of the stories that I have aren't this depressing. That's why I had to make like the title and thumbnail how it did, because I mean, I feel like if I can just meme a situation, it makes it less depressing. But seriously, all the support recently has been really awesome. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. I've been Lofi. Peace out, broskis.